what do we know about when this thing might actually ship?
Yeah, nothing just yet, but it is so important. You're absolutely right, Emily, because a product announcement means nothing if nobody wants to buy your product. In Apple's case, everybody wants to buy the product, and the challenge for them is getting people to buy the current product while they're waiting for the other one. And you see this in the charts of how the iPhone have sold this year. Let's go back to the beginning of the year, because you were seeing huge iPhone numbers, 37 million in the first quarter, 35 million in the second quarter. Then you saw in the last quarter a noticeable decline, 26 million, and now the estimates for this fourth quarter, the period they're in right now, 23 million. What's happening here? It's because everybody's waiting for the new iPhone, and we're already in their fiscal fourth quarter, which means if you get to the first quarter of next year, that's when most of the iPhones are expected to be sold, the new ones, and that gets you up to this huge 44 million number. But you mentioned Gene Munster and what his expectations for the iPhone numbers in the end of the year. If they do indeed get this product shipped out by late September, all of a sudden 6 to 10 million of the iPhones that he thought would be sold this quarter move into this quarter. So that's some of the tricky math that people are keeping an eye on with this big announcement next week.
And there's been a lot of talk that not just the new iPhone, but also potentially a mini iPad will be unveiled at next week's event. Let's assume that the iPad is not happening, the mini iPad. What does the sales picture look like then? You
know, it's a little bit different only because we already had a new iPad announcement earlier this year. And what you ended up seeing was you saw a decline in the iPad sales leading into that. We'll take you back to the 15 million or so in the first quarter and then a big dip in the second quarter, only to see that rebound in a big way in the third quarter because there was a new iPad on the market. This trend, though, of selling more iPads, especially if you get a mini out there, is continuing. This is the expectation from analysts we polled for the fourth quarter, and check out that first quarter, which is going to be the big iPhone quarter, 23 million iPads. So you're talking about potentially 50% year-over-year growth. It helps to explain why Google felt the need to get its own tablet out on the market earlier this year, and while Amazon is also expected to announce a new tablet, a new Kindle Fire, later this week. Emily?